Hello. What is up, guys? Welcome to another live stream. How's it going? Let me know in the chat that you guys are here and alive. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, somebody please let me know before I embarrass myself for another half hour. But today I'm super excited because we're actually going to be looking at the new Shopify Online Store 2.0 experience. So if you guys aren't already aware, at the end of July, early August, Shopify announced a new theme and a new online store 2.0 experience that essentially makes a lot of really necessary updates to what I would consider a kind of antiquated way to build themes. Now, if you guys are watching this, you may have already seen another live stream that we did where we actually went in and we set up a modern development workflow using Shopify and using Themekit. But apparently they've just completely dropped the support for Themekit in their new theme and the online store 2.0 experience and made it a little bit simpler actually to go and be able to use Git for version control and to be able to push your theme up. So we're going to be looking at all of that good stuff. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, do me a favor, go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little notification bell because we're going to be making a lot more content like this for the rest of the year and well into the future. So if you're interested in web design, interested in web development, definitely subscribe. But let's go ahead and get started. So this is actually in end of June, early July, so I misspoke, but they introduced the online store 2.0, and there's this article that I'll go ahead and I'll link in the chat where they talk about what it means for developers. Looks like we got some people in the chat. Hey, Ray. Hey, Oscar. Thanks so much for hanging out. Welcome to the chat, guys. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to drop them in there. I'll be reading them as we go. So just taking a look at this, and hopefully you guys can see it. Let's make it nice and big. Online Store 2.0 opens up massive opportunities for developers building themes and apps for Shopify merchants. We've rebuilt the online store experience from the ground up and are introducing a new set of developer tools to help you create amazing experience for merchants and shoppers. Let's talk about exactly what that is before we go and we check it out for ourselves. So the first is an upgraded theme architecture. Essentially, the sections that we've become so used to using on the homepage are now available on every page. So you're no longer pigeonholed to not being able to use those sections on an about page or on a product page without a developer. Before, you used to have a developer be able to add that section over to that page so that essentially only people who knew how to code would be able to do this kind of customization. Now, sections on every page, it's just going to come right out of the box. One of my favorite additions, honestly. So there's some specifics about how it works. It uses JSON templates. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on when we talk about migrating over to Shopify 2.0. But another cool thing is that they added theme app extensions with the app block. Specifically, it looks like you can just go ahead and add whatever apps you guys have installed. If they have a block, you'll be able to add it anywhere on the website, which is really, really cool. So modularity, we knew that. Flexible store content, the improvement to Metafields. I think this is probably one of the coolest things, and we're going to go into detail about what this means. But essentially, before, when you wanted to link a data object from the database, you'd have to do it through Liquid. So you'd have to have a developer that knew how to do that. Now you're going to be able to essentially tell different fields to go ahead and use metadata that you can save on individual products or on individual pages. So this way you don't actually need a developer to go and make Metafields. It used to be super convoluted. If you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment. please, because I want to know what you guys think about the new Metafield experience. But other than that, there's a few minor improvements here that we'll kind of breeze through. What I'm really interested in, though, is this part right here, the new developer tools that were added. So with the introduction of the Shopify GitHub integration, an updated Shopify command line interface tool, and theme check, you're going to be able to experience more robust theme development with version control, a better sandbox environment to develop themes locally, and streamlined development with a real-time linter tuned for Shopify themes. So there's a lot of things that we got to unpack right here, right? So we've got Shopify GitHub integration. You integrate directly with Shopify, with GitHub right now, which is super, super cool. That means that we can actually start to think about using GitHub Actions to deploy themes. That might be something that we're going to be able to do either now or in the future. An updated Shopify command line interface tool. They're essentially using this updated CLI tool to phase out Themekit in the Shopify theme development workflow. So I'm super excited to dive into that and see what it has in store for us. And then finally, theme check. I assume this is like their linter to make sure that whatever code that you're pushing to your theme, that it's build quality and that it's essentially going to work. Let me get a drink of water here. Sorry, guys. Oh. Thanks. So we're going to dive into each of these, hopefully in detail during the stream. And there are a couple of other things here that we'll probably want to go into, but I think the first thing that we should do is log into our Shopify Partners account. Now, if you guys don't already have a Shopify Partners account, what are you waiting for? It's free. You can literally go create a Shopify Partners account, and the day that you have a client or a project that's on Shopify, you can go and you can build it on that account without having to pay the monthly fee until you're ready to launch and start making money. So whether you're a developer or whether you're a marketer, you should have a Shopify partner program. This is doubly true if you're a freelancer or an agency, because if you have one of these Shopify partner accounts and you build a website for somebody and then they go and they upgrade from a free account, like a partner's account, over to a paid account, well, guess what? You're going to get paid commission for the whole first year of their subscription. So this is an awesome way for you to create stores for people and then go and deploy them. And when they upgrade their account, you're going to get paid a little bit off the top. Shopify is going to say, hey, thanks so much for making sure that these guys stayed on our platform. Here's a little money for you to go and spend it on yourself. So we've got our Shopify store. I'm actually on the wrong one here. I'm going to go into this one, which is pretty much empty, I believe. Let's see. Let's go into themes. Okay, let's go into stores. Okay, we've got here a development store. This is exactly what we set up during our last live stream. Let's go ahead and click login. We're going to log into that store. If you don't already know Shopify partners, you could go ahead and you could add multiple stores. You can pretty much add as many stores as you want, and you can go and you can work on them here. So anytime there's a new feature or anytime there's a new theme drop, which is very rare for Shopify, or even if you want to just kind of test things out, you can create a store right here and you can kind of play around without having to pay Shopify any money. So this is a really cool way to learn Shopify development without having to invest a bunch of cash. So let's look at our online store. I want to take a look at where we're at right now. I believe we just have it set up with the debut theme, maybe with a couple customizations here and there, but out of the box, it's going to be the debut theme. And what I want to do really quickly is I just want to, we even have the test section that we created during our last live stream and this one column blog post that we had to customize. But what I want to do really quickly is I want to set up a benchmark for performance, because one of the things that apparently the new theme is going to do better than the debut theme is performance, right? Apparently they went and they really thought about how the website is going to perform for Google PageSpeed Insights, essentially. So really quickly, I'm going to open up my inspector. I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit inspect, Control-Shift-I if you're on Windows, Command-Shift-I if you're on Mac. But I'm going to inspect and then I'm going to go and I'm going to hit this lighthouse tab. Hey, James, welcome to the chat, man. This hat is from Printful. You can actually get it on the UX Hacks website. If you guys are interested in buying one of these hats, let me know. I'll drop the link in the chat. For you, James, I can go ahead and send you one. Just go ahead and hit me up with a private message of your address and I'll make sure that you grab one. All right, bud? Okay, so let's go to the Lighthouse tab, and really quickly, we're gonna generate a report. What this is gonna do is it's gonna take the website and it's gonna run it through a few different tests that Google runs on websites. So it's gonna run it through PageSpeed Insights. We're gonna see how the performance does. We're gonna run some SEO tests, some accessibility tests, and we're gonna see generally best practices, how good this theme does. So we can see here performance is not doing too hot. Accessibility is fine. Best practices is passable. SEO could use some work, but overall performance is really what I'm worried about, because this is really something that Google has been looking at throughout 2021 and really penalizing websites that have poor performance. So if your website is not loading in under 2 seconds, you're going to have a problem. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a new theme, and we're going to test this theme. So I'm going to click theme library, add theme. Now you could go ahead and you could go to the GitHub page for the Shopify Dawn theme. You can see it here, github.com/Shopify/Dawn. And you could just go ahead and download zip and then upload it like that. But I want to go and see if I click on explore themes, if it's going to be there as well. Here we can see the debut theme, that is the current theme, but I'm not really seeing I'm not really seeing that Dawn theme added here. Yeah, man, I'd love to swap, especially for your new card game shirt, man. Let me know. So here is kind of their theme shop, but these are like premium themes. I'm not sure if this hasn't been rolled out to everybody. If you're able to find this theme somewhere here in the theme library, let me know. But as of right now, it looks like I have to go and install it. Now, if you go and you create a new store, and I'll show you that really, really quickly, what ends up happening, so let's create a new store, development store. We'll call this Dawn Test. UX Hacks. Oh, am I typing? Oh, no, I'm not typing. I guess the store URL is automatic. Okay. For password, I gotta do this on another screen, guys. Sorry about that. Want to make sure things are safe and secure here. Now that that's done, we'll pop it back. All right. So I'm just testing an app or a theme. That's what I'll set it as. That's really probably doesn't matter. Probably for their own like recommendations on what you can do. But now it's gonna go and create the store, and essentially anything built after I think end of July or early July, don't quote me, but definitely anything built after August, it's gonna automatically install the new Dawn theme. So that's probably why you can't find it in that little store. I just think it's a little weird. Wow, it actually didn't. It actually just installed debut. That's weird. No, it's the Dawn theme. But it doesn't show, it shows up as no theme installed. That's weird. And now it shows up as debut. But it says Dawn. No, this is not the Dawn theme. This is the debut theme. Okay, we're struggling here, guys. I don't know. Shopify is making me look like a liar. All right, don't worry, guys. Either way, I got you. We're going to download the zip. I know that this way works. Don't worry. And we're going to go ahead, theme library in our store, and we're going to upload the zip file. There's also this cool thing here that says connect from GitHub. Build themes faster with GitHub. So I think this is really cool. We're going to explore this in a second, guys, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm getting antsy here with all these new features. Let's drag in the theme. Let's upload the file. Dummy says, this live came just as I needed it. Keep it up, David. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it came right as you needed it. I agree. I've got a couple Shopify clients right now and a couple Shopify leads where, you know, just saying, hey, I can build your website on the brand new theme that just dropped and it has all of these improvements that's going to make your life easier and have to pay less money to developers. I think that I can sell more themes. Let me know in the comment if you agree. But I know there's a lot of people that aren't going to agree, that they're going to think that this is going to be the end of their career, the less development that they do. But I disagree, man. The faster, the more that we can empower our customers, the better experience they're going to have, the more likely they're going to come back to us with things that are going to be worth our time and effort as developers and not menial tasks like creating Metafields. So now we've got our Dawn theme added. Here we can see our debut theme is our current theme. We could go and just switch the theme. And the way that we do that is hit actions and then publish. But I want to check it out. I want to see what it's about. I'm going to hit the customize. And one thing right away that I notice is this little sidebar just totally changed. Let's zoom that in for you guys a little bit because I really want you guys to be able to see it. But this is not the way the editor used to look. So now we're getting into the very first changes to the Dawn theme, changes to the theme editor. That's right. So these guys actually created an updated experience where we can see at a glance all of the blocks or all of the sections that make up this page, right? So here we can see the image banner, and check this out. This is really cool. You couldn't do this before without a developer. Now, if I wanted to, for whatever reason, put the button on top of the text, because I'm weird like that, quirky, now I can do it. I can actually just drag and drop the button and rearrange it as much as I want. I could even add additional theme blocks here to this little banner, right? So we can go ahead and add a description, and we can put the button in between if we wanted to, or below. Or I could even say, hey, let's hide that top text and let's just do that. That's totally fine. I can do it now here with this image banner. Now let's compare this to what it used to look like. Let's close some of this stuff out. Sorry. And we'll keep this open because we do have to compare the test. But let's go and actually edit this homepage for the debut theme. And let's see if it actually worked. Yeah, so here is for the debut theme, but we've got this new editor. I wanted to see the old editor. Why have you done this? Let me know, guys. Does everybody just get the new editor now? Like by default? I thought you could still hang out with the old editor. Well, let's take a look at what the old editor used to look like. Shopify homepage editor. Because I want to show you the difference here. So if you guys have a Shopify store, you guys are familiar with a setup like this. So you kind of have like, these are your sections, right? And you can drag them up and down, but essentially when you click into one of these sections, what ends up happening is you have predefined things that you can do. So let me see if I can find an example for you guys here. Should have pulled this up before the stream. Sorry, guys. But you know, I kind of like to leave things new. I don't want to check it out and spoil it too much for myself, because I want to explore it with you guys and take that approach of being a learner. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's look up Shopify Sections. I'll go, guys. Feel free to work while I'm working. You know, whatever you guys want, man. No hard feelings, Jim. So Shopify Sections. Yeah, that's what the sections used to look like. Let's see when we expand it. Do we have any examples here? If not, I'm gonna have to log into a store and show you guys, because I really need to show you guys. All right, we're doing it. We're logging into a store. All right, hang tight. Hang tight. I'm gonna do this on another monitor. So I'm gonna change real quick over to the green screen. And while we're here doing other stuff, this is where I'd like to remind you that we go live every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you're really into building websites and building themes, come hang out. It's always a good time. So really quickly, I'm gonna pull up one of my clients' site. Don't tell them. And we're going to really quickly just take a look at their editor, because I want to show you what it looks like. Hey, Mudas wants a video on how to find clients. Well, there's a million ways to find clients, guys. There's marketing. Get really good at marketing, writing blog posts, educating others. That's what I'm doing now. I'm educating you guys on Shopify and cementing myself as an expert on Shopify. So what I think the best thing that you guys could do, in my opinion, is strategic partnerships. I can't tell you how much money we've made from just finding other businesses that service the clients that we want to service and saying, hey, we'll pay you a commission for every lead that you send us that closes. And I've closed huge deals and have really great relationships with a lot of other agency owners in other fields, SEO, PPC, link building, creative design, advertising, all that good stuff. Okay, well, it looks like even on my client site, they just changed the new editor. So it looks like I can't show you directly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a video, guys. I'm going to pull up a video that I know has essentially an example of what that looks like, because I want you guys to see it. So really quickly, let's go back into here, because I want you guys to see just what the editor used to look like. Shout out to my boy over at Coding Phase. He doesn't know we exist, but he did a video kind of explaining things, and he does a good job. Definitely check it out. But here, this is what I wanted to show you. Oh, let's go over to the other side. You used to have essentially settings for a block, and you'd have to program in these settings. And then based on what you would select, it would do a little bit of logic and it would show you what you wanted to see. And this is all well and good, but when you wanted to do really minor things, like for example, if I wanted to actually take the heading and put it under the text for some reason, I would need to hire a developer for that. But with the new editor, like I showed you, you don't need to do that stuff. All you need to do is just drag it above or below, which I just think that's super cool. If you agree with me, let me know in the chat or in the comments. I'd love to know. But I personally would love to code less and do more, even though I do know how to code. So we do still have settings here. This is like a block, and then these are the block settings, which is very, very similar to what was there before. So not a whole lot here to look at. But what's really cool about this is now we don't have to just use this editor for the homepage. We can use sections on our product pages. So if I wanted to come in here and add a section, I could come in here and I could add a multi-column section to the bottom. And now this is where it starts to get really, really cool. Jim wants to know, hey, is paying commission on leads tax deductible? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is tax deductible. It's an expense, right? It's the same expense as if you would be paying an internal salesperson, but I'm paying an external salesperson. So definitely talk to your CPA about how to categorize it. I believe mine is categorized just as a contractor expense. But yeah, if y'all hear anything different, definitely let me know. But that's what my CPA told me. Again, this is not financial advice. This is not that kind of channel. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. Please don't sue me, YouTube. Do not demonetize this video. Thank you. All right. So here we've got our multi-column stuff. And now I want to talk about another really cool feature. And this one is Metafields. So no code Metafields have finally been added to Shopify. So you can actually use Metafields without using any API or code. This means that we could go and come in here and actually change this heading to be dynamic if we wanted to. It no longer needs to be static, and we no longer need to hire a web developer to insert dynamic sources. So this essentially is going to take data that exists on the product over on the database, and it's going to add it to this column without us having to do any code at all. So I can come in here and I can say, hey, let's go ahead and add information about the vendor, for example, and it'll add our vendor information. But where it gets really, really cool is you can come in here and you could add custom meta fields now. And you can do this very, very quickly. So here I can say, hey, we've got these different fields that we could create. Let's say we want to create it for products. So products, we're going to go ahead and add a meta field here. And this meta field, we can, wow, look, they even have like these recommendations, right? This is pretty cool. Is this normal? I can't scroll through it. I guess I gotta hold it. So here are some recommendations that they have: a product subtitle, care guide, ISBN, UPC. So this is cool. Let's say we're an author and we want to make sure that all of our products have an ISBN number, right? Because we're an author and we sell our books internationally. So we need an international, what is this? Standard book number to represent our book. Well, we can go ahead and just create it. And now we can save it, go into our products in our online store. Let's go to our products. We've got here some test products. And now we should be able to go ahead and add some Metafield stuff. Where's this at? So here's the ISBN. Let's see what happens if we add that there. Oh, actually, if we scroll all the way down, now we see this custom Metafield ISBN. So we can actually go ahead and just add that in there, save. And now if we wanted to, let's say here we wanted to show the ISBN. Let's go insert dynamic source, ISBN. And now we've got this ISBN number, this meta field that we created in a couple of minutes, and we didn't have to touch any freaking code. Honestly, this is amazing. If you haven't already, you guys have to absolutely like this video. I'm sorry. But this is one of the best updates that Shopify has ever dropped. No cap. This is amazing. Let's go and check out a few of the other things that Shopify has dropped here for us. We got some comments here. It says, yeah, before Online Store 2.0, you had to do it with an app. Now you can do it in the store itself. That's right. And if you didn't use an app, you had to hack it. And trust me, that was never fun for anybody. Now that you can do it directly through here, honestly, this is going to be a lifesaver. So Muda says Shopify 2.0, kind of unfortunate for freelancers. Most of them rely on adding sections on pages for clients. LOL. Mudas, I disagree. I prepared this for you. Breaking news. Clients are still going to need freelancers to make money on Shopify, because there's going to be things that they're still going to want to do that they can't really do without developers. What this clears up, in my opinion, are low-level developers that are only doing really menial grunt tasks. You know what I mean? Like, as a web developer, you should be working on novel tasks, things that actually require some level of human thought. Like querying one object from a database, that should be automatic. My client should be able to query an object from the database if they want to. But when they come to us, it's going to be for something much bigger, more intensive, and that means more money than these small menial tasks that these developers are currently doing. So I disagree. Feel free to fight me in the comments. I'm happy to take those. But for now, let's go and check out a couple of other things that we have. So I want to leave this really quickly. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually deploy the Dawn theme. I'm going to hit publish on this. And we're going to test the performance. We got Munib in the chat. He says that there's actually a Chrome extension. It's called Shopify Utilities. And what that does is it allows you to add Metafields. Well, those guys need to figure out a new business model because Shopify just took it. All right, we've got the new store. Let's go ahead and just hit preview on this. Now what we're going to do in this preview, I'm going to hide that bar. We're going to go ahead, hit inspect. And that's right, we're going to go ahead and check out the performance optimizations that were made to the Dawn theme. Let's go and see actually how much more performant this theme is than the debut theme. So we're going to hit this Lighthouse tab inside of our inspector, and we're going to hit generate report. This is going to go ahead and run a couple different tests: performance testing, accessibility testing, best practice, and SEO testing. It's going to return a result, and hopefully we'll see that it's a little bit better. Wow, it's not very much better, guys. I was actually hoping for a more dramatic result here. I just don't think this was everything that it was hyped up to be. Let's take a look at this one-to-one. There are some... Oh, okay. Look, both of these Chrome extensions negatively affected this page's load performance. Okay. We get it. We're going to have to redo these tests, guys. But right away, it looks like accessibility. Did it go up or down? Okay, this is the original, and then this is the Dawn theme. So slight improvement on performance, slight improvement on accessibility, best practices went down, SEO stayed the same, but we do have some Chrome extensions. So let's try this really quickly on a clean environment. Now to do this, we're actually going to need to hit preview here, and we're going to need to get a public code. So we're going to have to hit share preview. And with this code, now I can go ahead, copy it. Normally you can send it to a client. They can preview your store for 14 days. You guys can kind of get the feedback, work together, and get it launched. But for here, this will allow me to just open up a incognito window and just preview that site. So we're going to do that really quickly. And there is a password that I just don't know. I have no idea what that is, guys. Hold up. Because this is a protected store. Cool. Let's see the store password. There's a button there that says see store password. And it's a really dumb password, guys. All right. So now we got this. I'll enter my store password. Now we are previewing that. Let's inspect it. Lighthouse, generate report. Okay, wow, now we're seeing a big jump here in performance. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go back. We're going to go and actually activate not the Dawn theme, but the debut theme. So let's reload here. Actually, I think this is the old environment or the new environment that we created. And this still has the debut theme. Perfect. So let's go ahead and preview the debut theme on this store. And they're both like blank stores. They just have placeholder stuff. So let's copy that link. And we're going to, that's right, put it in our incognito window. Open that up. Store password again. One more time. All right, I gotta check that one more time, guys. Give me a second. Where'd you go? Oh, that one over here. Sorry about that. All right, let's see the store password safely on my other window. I don't know how they come up with these store passwords too, but we got them. All right, and now our incognito test. We'll enter our password. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. Now we're viewing. It says Dawn, but this is debut. Don't let it fool you. Inspect, Lighthouse, generate report. And now let's compare what the performance is like. Okay. So honestly, I'm seeing good performance on both of these just right out of the box. I'm sure that once this gets set up with products, the performance is going to be very different. I know that when you start adding apps and stuff, that's when your performance really starts to drag. So we're going to have to probably wait here until we've got an actual store to test. If you're interested in that though, definitely let me know in the comments, because I think we're going to be creating our own little custom store live here on stream. So if you're not already, definitely subscribe. Sorry guys, I made that myself. I gotta use it, right? I gotta use it. Okay, so performance, I didn't really see a huge difference, but one thing that I do want to go ahead and test has to be the new GitHub integration. We gotta try it, guys. So here we've got this Dawn theme. Let's go to the theme library and let's try to connect from GitHub. Let's see what this is all about. Direct integration, huh? So choose an account to online store Git. I guess that's the service that we're using. Now we're connecting natively through GitHub. It wants permissions. I will authorize it. Now I can select an account. I guess I'll click add account, give it access to all repositories and install the app. There we go. Two-step process. Now we've got our account and we can select what repository we want to connect to. So this is kind of cool. Why is this cool? I'll show you why this is cool. Let's go, and we've got this Shopify Dawn theme, right? We downloaded it. Cool. Let's go and create a new repository, because here we're going to be talking about, where's the button for it? Can't find it. Ah, here it is. That's right. Direct integration with GitHub. So now we could actually go and just create a repository for our new Dawn theme. So let's call it customized Dawn will be our repository name, and we'll set it to private. And this is going to be where a custom version of the regular Dawn theme exists. Now we can actually come in here and we could grab this URL and let's go ahead and just use VS Code. You guys can't see my screen, or was it just a little black for a second? Let me know. I don't know why it opened down there. All right, new file. No, not new file. Sorry. We're going to open folder, and then I've got a place for local sites, but we've also got this place for static sites. I'm going to do it here for now. And we'll call this one, what is it? Customized Dawn. Yeah. So let's select that folder. This is going to open up pretty much a blank folder. We're going to go in here and I'm going to open terminal. Now I'm going to run git init. This is going to initialize a blank Git repository. If you guys aren't familiar with Git, you know, this is probably not for you. Go check out some tutorials on Git. Come back to this video. If you really want an in-depth tutorial on Git, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm happy to put that together for you guys. There's a lot of good ones out there, but I can show you everything that I know about using Git in my day-to-day and using terminal and potentially some other options out there, right? GitHub has their own kind of no-code client that a lot of people like to use. I've used it too. There's just something fun about writing in the terminal though, guys. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like part of the matrix. You either get it or you don't. Right? So we're going to get in it. Now we're going to go ahead and do git remote add origin. And we're going to paste the URL that we got. This is going to essentially connect this blank Git repository that we created locally on our computer with the remote, which is the version that is stored over on GitHub so that they can communicate. Once that's done, you can run git remote -v, and then you can see that the origin URL is set for both fetching and pushing. Now, fetching is to see if any changes came in, and then pushing is where you're sending the changes from your local computer up to the remote. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and create a new file. I just like to do this generally, is create a readme.md file, which is a markdown file. And I'll go ahead and I'll label this. I'll give this a heading of Shopify Dawn theme tutorial. Save it. We'll run git status. This is going to give us all of the tracked files that have changes. Now we can go ahead and run git add -a. That'll add everything, or you can just say readme, and it'll go ahead and just add the readme. If I run git status now, we'll see that that's no longer an untracked file. It is ready to be committed as a new file. So now we can say git commit -m, so we can leave a message, and in quotation marks, we'll go ahead and say initializing repository with readme file. Go ahead and close that out, hit enter, and that's going to get the commit ready to be staged in the remote environment. Now I can go ahead and say git push to that environment, which is origin, and we want to push the current branch that we're on, which is master. So git push origin master, that's going to go and push up to GitHub. And now if we refresh here, we should see one blank readme file. Boom, here's the readme file. Here's the heading that we added. So now let's go ahead and add the Dawn theme that we're going to be using as a base here. And let's see, I guess the easiest way to do this is to literally just double click that Dawn theme file that we downloaded. See here? And then we can go ahead and just extract all of that over to that www file that we were working on. And I have no idea where that's at. What is it? Customized Dawn. What's the name? There we go. We will select this folder. That will add essentially that folder called Customized Dawn. So let's go ahead and hit extract. Now let's close this out. Now we've got this right here. But the problem is we've got now this Dawn main folder that has all of our stuff. So what we want to do is we just want to take all of the content of this Dawn folder and put it into the parent. You could do this just by simply dragging up into Customized Dawn. But we're developers here, guys. You know, we're adults. Let's use terminal. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do ls. That's going to list out what's in there. I can see Dawn main is in there. Now I'm going to move recursively so that I can include folders as well. Essentially everything inside Dawn main over to where I'm currently at, which is the root directory. Okay, it says a parameter cannot be found. I'm coming from Mac, guys, so I could be doing this wrong. This is a good learning opportunity. MV terminal windows. How do you do this? Yes, cut and paste, drag and drop, all that good. Oh, okay, so move. Move is the command, not MV. Let's see if that works. Source and destination path must be different. Source and destination path must be different. Okay. Let's see what's going on. There's a good learning opportunity here, guys. Does relative path not work? Move terminal windows. Let's check out the Microsoft docs. What is Y? Okay. This is exactly what I did though. All right, guys, we don't got time for this. If you guys know how to move stuff on Windows, let me know in the comments. You'd be saving me a bunch of Googling. But for now, we can go ahead and just drag stuff. So let's take the stuff that's inside Dawn main. Let's grab it, drag it out here, move, replace. There we go. Now we can delete Dawn main. It's okay to use the GUI sometimes, guys. Or the graphical user interface. You guys don't know what GUI is. That's what it is. I learned that recently too. So we can run Git Status. Again, now we can see all these new files that have been either modified or newly added. We'll do git add -a. That's going to add all the files. We'll do git commit -m, and we can leave a message that says added starter Dawn theme. That's a good message. Git push origin master. Cool. Now let's go. We got some people saying that they're losing the signal over on YouTube. Hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna just go check that out and make sure that we're still good. Yeah. Try refreshing the page, guys, because I'm seeing it. I hope that there's no connection issues here. But we're just gonna keep going and hope that everybody can follow along. So let's go check out GitHub. It should have our new commit that we just pushed. Customized Dawn. Let's refresh that. Now we can see all of our Dawn theme things. Very cool. They even have README stuff here. Staying up to date. Say you're building a new theme off Dawn, but you still want to be able, this is very relevant. Say you're building a new theme off Dawn, but you still want to be able to pull in the latest changes. You can add a remote upstream pointing to this Dawn repository. Navigate to your local theme folder, verify the list of remotes, and validate that you have both an origin and upstream. If you don't have an upstream, you can add one that points to Shopify's Dawn repository. Pull in the latest Dawn changes into your repository. Okay, so if you're going to do this, you have to be very cognizant of the fact that files are going to change, but at least they give you a way to like manage your changes. So we're going to do this as well. Let's open up this guy and let's open up terminal. So what we're going to do here, git remote -v. We can see here the origin URLs for the GitHub repository that we set up. Now we want to just do what they're saying here, which is git remote add, and we're going to add an upstream instead of an origin. And we're going to set it to that, essentially that GitHub URL for that repository for the official release of the Dawn theme. And again, we're doing this so that when they make changes to the Dawn theme, we have the option of pulling those down and merging those changes with our own changes or our own code base. That way, if, let's say, God forbid, Shopify says there is a terrible hack that has happened or a security vulnerability that has happened with the Dawn theme, and they release a patch, well, you can go ahead and just pull down that patch and make sure that nothing that you've done on your custom theme has been overwritten. I think this is very smart. So we're going to go ahead and set that up. Now we're going to go ahead and git fetch upstream. That'll pull down the latest changes into our repository. And we can also git pull upstream main. So fetch is just going over there and just, I guess, fetching it. Or essentially seeing if there's a change. That's what a fetch is. And then pulling it is actually pulling it into your local system. I had an issue when I tried to pull it. It said refusing to merge unrelated histories. At this point, I don't have anything that is worth saving. I only have an initial commit. So we're going to git pull upstream, git pull -f to force. upstream main. This is going to override. Oh, why? Refusing to merge unrelated history. Does the force flag not work on Windows? Let's see what the fix is here. So we can pass this flag, allow unrelated histories instead of force, and that will allow essentially us to pull this version instead of our clean version that we have. So let's try that. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Now we'll write git pull -- allow - unrelated - histories upstream main. Merge made by the recursive strategy. Run git status. Git origin - v. Oh, sorry. What is it? Git remote - v. Now we can see our origin URL and our upstream URL. So now that we have, I guess, the latest build on our machine, let's push it to our repository. Git status. Is there a commit that I need to push? Can I git push origin master? Okay, yeah, and that should push all of the latest commits. So we should see from 2 commits over to 76 commits. Now we're on the official Shopify branch for the Dawn theme. Now, what I would recommend that you do here, if you're going to essentially be modifying this, is to work inside of a branch. That way, when they have changes, you could pull that into the master repository, and then you can sync up that branch with the current master repository. I think that's just a cleaner way to do it. If you guys don't agree or you find a better way, let me know. But that's how I would do it personally. All right, so now we've got some Git stuff going. Staying up to date with Dawn changes. Now let's go into some of these, I guess, developer tools, right? I'm super interested in some of these. I guess before we do that, let's we've got here our theme library. Let's refresh really quick. Close some of these out that we're not using. Using these. Okay, so we've got our Dawn main theme. Now we should be able to connect from GitHub and select the Dawn repository that we created, or the customized Dawn. And we could even come in here and filter branches. This is why I was saying, if you create a branch, you can just have your theme run from that branch. So that's what I would do. For now, we're going to connect it to master. And now what we're doing is we're telling Shopify, hey, don't use the regular Dawn theme. Use my copy, use my version. That way, when we push up changes to GitHub, we can pull them down here. What I want to know is, can we pull them down with actions, like automatically, or is this going to be a Shopify CLI kind of deal? That's what we're gonna find out now, guys. Looks like it worked. Let's close that out. Customized Dawn master, no customized yet. Should be customizations, but that's fine. For actions, let's go ahead and publish this one. Publish. Now we've got our theme that we can edit on GitHub published. Now for actions, you can actually just come in here and click reset to latest commit, which is pretty nuts. If we view logs, I guess these are the build logs. Okay, so now that we've got that going, and we've got here this one, let's jump into the Shopify CLI. So the command line tool, or the Shopify CLI, seems like it saw some changes that are worth checking out. Let's see here. The Shopify CLI helps you build Shopify themes faster and is used to automate and enhance your local development workflow. It comes bundled with a suite of commands for developing Shopify themes. Everything from working with themes on the Shopify store, like creating, publishing, or deleting themes, or launching a development server for local theme development. Really, now you can launch a local development server directly through Shopify CLI? That's awesome. All right, so here we've got a quick start guide for theme developers that we're going to follow. Let's dive right into it. Coffee is so good. All right, quick start guide for theme developers, blah, blah, blah. Let's authenticate the CLI first. After we install Shopify. Whoa, that's a new word. Patent pending. After you install Shopify CLI, you need to authenticate your CLI instance and connect to the store that you want to work on. Okay. Now, I believe we already have the Shopify CLI installed, but I'm not sure. Let's go and take a look and see how we would either install it or update it, guys. Installation. All right. So you can do it with gems. I don't think I have Ruby though. I don't think it used to be like this, but we're gonna do it, guys. Come on, we gotta do it. So, I don't want a new VS Code. I want my regular VS Code. Okay. Trying to figure out how I can show you both of these really, really well. I think that looks fine, right? We can just kind of like close this one. Yeah. Cool. Let's do that. We got our terminal here, guys. We run clear? Yeah. All right. Now, I don't think we have Ruby. We run ruby-v. It says Ruby is not. Okay. Okay, so we need to install Ruby and Devkit using Ruby installer for Windows. If you're on Mac, click on the tab. You'll get instructions for Mac OS. You're on Linux, same deal. Click on that. You'll get instructions for Linux. Looks like they all use Ruby on Rails. Luckily, I spent a bunch of money learning how to become a full stack developer, and I am well versed in Ruby on Rails. So this shouldn't be a problem. Ruby installer, click on that. With Devkit or without Devkit, we're going with Devkit. What the heck is Devkit? I mean, it's probably just the Shopify Developers Kit. Heard of Themekit? Not Devkit. So this is Ruby Devkit. That's what that is. So this is the development kit, a toolkit that makes it easy to build and use native C, C++ extensions. Oh, okay, that's all it is. So let's go ahead and click on the installer. It's going to go ahead and start installing this. I accept the license. I have no choice. Install. Yes and yes. That's fine. Next. You honestly don't need to install the documentation because the documentation, that's really only if you ever do offline development. For the most part, most people read the documentation online, so you can uncheck that one, but totally up to you. How are you guys doing so far? I know it's been a long stream. We've been here for an hour. You guys are still hanging in there with me. Thanks. I hope you guys are learning something new. We're just going to keep plugging away. Hopefully we can get all of the changes and updates to Shopify Online Store 2.0 covered on this stream. But if not, we'll definitely have a follow-up stream next week so we can get through all of it. Because this is super important. And I know that once you guys master customizing and building themes on the Shopify Dawn theme, you guys are going to be making a lot more money. So cheers to that. All right, let's hit finish. Ooh, so cool. Gosh, it's so cool. Which components shall be installed? If unsure, press enter. Enter. Oh, these are all the fails are now happening. Now I gotta look up how to fix all these things. This is the life of a developer though, guys. This is why we make 6 figures. Because we are professional Googlers. Wow, just all these errors, huh? Just straight errors. Okay, this one's gonna be a fun one for sure. I'm definitely going to need more coffee than this. Oh, where did you go? Oh, gosh. Do I have Ruby? No, I don't think so. What happened? Where did you go? My lovely. Ba-da-bum-ba-ba-ba. I wanna know. Where did it go? I don't know. I don't know where it went, guys. Did we install Ruby and Devkit? I don't think so. After you... can I run gem? Nope, it's not recognized. What's going on? Okay. What am I doing wrong here, guys? I certainly installed it. It worked. Here we've got local disk C, Ruby. These are all the Ruby things. It's possible that I have to close out this PowerShell session before it works. I think I saw a warning like that. Try new terminal and let's run ruby-v gem install. Both failed. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't need my computer to shut down because we are live streaming and that is not going to happen. And I will be very sad. Very sad. Run as admin. True. We might need to run this as admin. But still, it should, even without running it as admin, it should know whether or not it exists. Gosh, now that they're away from Themekit, it's so different. Oh, look. Choosing between Shopify CLI and Themekit, Shopify CLI replaces Themekit for most Shopify theme development tasks. You should use Shopify CLI if you're working on Online Store 2.0 themes. You should use Themekit instead of Shopify CLI only if you're working on older themes or if you have Themekit integrated into your existing theme development workflows. So there you have it, folks. You got to kind of choose between Shopify CLI or Themekit. Now, let's see how we can check the Ruby version. Run IRB. No, in command line C. All right, let's run this on PowerShell as administrator. Run as administrator. And let's see what's going on. Yes. Ruby -v. Okay, look, Ruby works. Now let's try running gem install Shopify CLI. Looks like it's working, guys. Shout out to my boy DJ Fletch Alderson for saying, hey, run it as admin. Thanks to you, my brother. Looks like it's working now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it just says it's going to take a while. And it's like, I can't seem to make it bigger for you guys. I really wish you guys could see this though. This is why I hate the PowerShell. But it's working. Installing. All right. Gems installed. 9 gems installed. Cool. Man, this thing is still trolling me. I'm going to try closing out VS Code. Opening up VS Code. Open recent. Customized on. Terminal. New terminal. Ruby? Ruby-v works. Oh, no. Stop. Yes. Yes. Okay, sorry. I stopped it though. Control C, if you guys didn't know, will stop an executable command that you ran on terminal by accident. So we've got our gem installed. We've got Ruby working. We're on our terminal. Looks like we can move on to the next step. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. You are appreciated. So now we can verify the installation by running Shopify version. I cannot use gems with Shopify CLI. Cannot load such file. They are disabled. Please don't modify the CLI locally. What do you mean? What's happening? What is happening? Let's try running this gem install again. I don't know. I feel like Ruby itself had some issues. Error loading, blah, blah, blah. Cannot load such file. Even though it says successfully installed. One gem installed. Shopify version. Oh, look, now it's working. Looks like it missed one gem that it failed to install. We got it here. Would you like to enable anonymous usage reporting? Shopify. Look, you guys are cool. Like, super cool. But I don't want you guys tracking me on. There's enough of that going on. No. I politely opt out of this. All right, so now we've got our CLI. Let's learn how to create and manage different types of projects with Shopify CLI. Look, we got some good tips coming in here from DJ Fletch Alderson. I think we're gonna throw some of these up on the screen, my brother. Let's fix some of these. So here's the chat. And we got here my boy, how do you say that? Ibtasam Ilahi. Hey David, you got this? Thanks, brother. That means a lot. But here we've got, look, right here, you can apparently close VS Code and you can change the perms to always run as admin. Right click properties. I'll close that. Go to VS Code. Where are you, VS Code? Visual Studio Code, right click. What is that? Properties, more. Run as administrator. Boom. Bada bop, boom. Pow. Is that how you do it, brother? Let me know. Yeah, I don't know why there are these errors on the command line tool. From my experience, we'll deal with errors if it stops us from doing something important. But right now, we're going to keep on trucking. We're going to pretend that we are JavaScript and not PHP. And we're just going to keep trying to execute this code instead of breaking everything for no reason. All right, so getting started with Shopify CLI. Also, my chat disappeared. I'm sorry, hold up. I need that chat. That's how I'm plugged into you guys. Oh. All my messages cleared. So if you guys sent something recently, I didn't see it, but let me know. Type something in the chat so I know that it's still working. All right, getting started with Shopify CLI. Blah, 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 blah. Not important. In Shopify CLI, scaffold directories of code are called projects. Ooh. There are two types of app projects that can be created and managed with the CLI: Node.js apps and Ruby on Rails apps. Got a question here. It says, I want to ask about premium theme. Which one can we use for any Shopify store? It's up to you. You know, what I like to do is I like to pick out a theme that has all of the components that my clients are going to need so that I don't have to spend a lot of time creating custom sections or components for them. What I like to do is get a theme that's like 99% of the way there, and then we'll customize the remaining 1%. Right now, that Dawn theme came out, though. You're probably going to want to wait until new custom themes come out based on the Dawn framework, or just use the Dawn theme and customize it. You know, there's really no wrong answer. It's up to you, and it depends on the client and the project. Hopefully that answers your question, my friend. Marguerite wants to know, hi, how are you? I'm well. How are you? Okay. So before we start, we did install Shopify CLI. We have a Shopify Partners account, and we have a development store. We're good to go. Now let's use Shopify login to log into my Partners account. All right, we're going to try this. I'm going to try to do it on this screen, but if it asks for a password, guys, I'm going to have to pull that off for a second. Shopify login. Oh. Windows Defender Firewall. Okay. We're going to allow access and we're going to log in. Authenticated successfully. You may now close this page. Here we go. Authenticated successfully. Here, this is my client account. This is my personal development account. So we're going to just hit 2. Now we're logged into Shopify. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, let's create a new project, run Shopify Node Create or Shopify Rails Create to scaffold a new Node.js app or Rails app in a subdirectory. These commands also create your app in a partner dashboard. After the command finishes executing, the following instructions display in your terminal. Well, hold up a minute. Well, I don't want to create an app. What is this? Oh, the app is for your... Oh, I see. So this application that we're going to be creating with Shopify Node Create or Shopify Rails Create, you're essentially picking, do you want to create a Node.js server or a Ruby on Rails server to run this emulated Shopify environment? So we're essentially setting up a development environment either with Node or with Rails. I have both Node or Rails. I don't really have a preference, really. So I guess we'll just run the first one, and if it doesn't work, we'll run the next one. Shopify Node Create. App name, Dawn test. What type of app are you building? A public app or a custom app? No, man. I'm not building an app. Okay, so I was wrong. This is for building an app. If you want to create a new project, I'm just gonna hit 2 and we're gonna see what happens. Yep, 2. And we're going to do this on 1. We selected our store. Okay. Oh, we're cloning this. They're cloning the whole store. What's going on? I need to scroll down a bit more. Probably. I always jump the gun on these. After my app is created, there we go. You can work with it immediately by running Shopify Node Server. Okay. So what this does, Shopify Node Create or Shopify Rails Create, it's creating an application locally that is a duplicate of this application that is running on our Shopify store. So it's essentially cloning this and it's going and creating a development server. Now that this is done and all the dependencies are done and everything has been cloned properly, we can run Shopify Node Serve if we built it on Node.js or Shopify Rails Serve if we built it on Rails. So the first step was building it or creating it, pulling all the files down. The next step is to serve it or to run the server. This command can only be run within Node projects. Why are you doing this to me? Why have you done this? Change directories to your new project folder. Okay, so let's run ls. There's a project folder in here called Dawn Test. cd into Dawn Test. That appears to be, let's run ls-a. No, just ls. How do you do all on Windows? Okay, so this is apparently a copy of what is on our Shopify environment. And here we can see we have a server, cd into server. This just has the handlers and the index and stuff. Okay, let's go back and let's cd into pages. And here we have the index and the app. This is interesting. This is really a Node server that I created. Okay, so let's run really quick Shopify Node Serve from here. And let's see what's going on. Do you want to convert that into a development store? Transfer disabled. Man, it seems like it's really trying to install an application on there. We're going to hit yeah. There we go. My boy DJ Fletch is concerned in the chat if we're doing an app or a theme. Well, right now we're just trying to figure out what everything does, my friend. I'm making these mistakes so y'all don't have to. This looks like it created an app and it's now trying to install it on my development store. Luckily, I can hit yeah and we can see what happens without much issue. Do you want to update your application URL? No. Why not? Yeah, this is legit like app stuff, dude. Why have you done this? This is the getting started page, which is really why I'm like, what's happening here? Here we have the CLI references. Store, you can switch stores. Okay. So this is how you can connect. Shopify Node Connect. Shopify Node Create creates a project. And then this is how you deploy. Currently, you have to deploy through Heroku. So this is for apps. Yeah, there's not really good delineation between apps and theme stuff here in the documentation. I'm just, you know, Shopify, I'm just disappointed. You know, millions of people use these tools. Just write better documentation, okay? All right, don't make me tell you again. Hey mate, try the link above. It automatically removes. Man, what are you doing here? Sorry about that. It automatically removes URLs, so I'd have to pull that up on YouTube. Give me a second while I grab that. Hopefully it's paused. Oh mate, I don't see any URLs in here. You are in the app category. Watch your URL. Yeah, mate. Not sure where that URL disappeared to. So this is all app stuff here. Let's see what it created though. We might as well, guys. It says it can't be reached. That's strange, right? Is it because it's just an empty app that has nothing? Probably. To install and start using your app. Yeah, this is all application stuff, guys. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to interrupt the batch job. And we're going to get this fixed. Shopify theme. Get started. Google first link. Cool. Thank you. So has this been updated though? So here there's theme customization, building bespoke themes. Yeah, build a new theme. Shopify CLI, we did all that stuff. So this is how you create a new theme. We did all of this stuff, added GitHub, tested our connection. But how do I create a local development environment for my theme? Is that possible? Developer tools for themes, right? So if I go to Shopify CLI and I hit overview, this is just for themes, right? And this documentation is not good, guys. Okay, here we go. Development themes. Development themes are temporary, hidden themes that are connected to a Shopify store that you're using for development. When you connect your theme to a store as a development theme, you can use that store's data for local testing. You can create a new development theme using Shopify theme serve command. You can use development themes on a Shopify store or development store. Development themes don't count towards your theme limit and are deleted from the store after 7 days of inactivity. Okay. Your development theme is deleted when you run Shopify logout. If you want a preview link for that theme that can be accessed after you log out, then you should push your development theme to an unpublished theme on your store. Okay, well, what happens? Yes. What happens if I run Shopify theme serve? See, this is where I'm starting to get issues. You cannot use gems with Shopify CLI. It's like, what? That doesn't make sense. I get an error. That's what happens. It says it cannot load such file WDM, so you have to just install the gem. You say so. Oh, finally finished that coffee. All right, we got one gem installed. Now we should be able to run Shopify theme serve. No store found. Please run Shopify login. Shopify login. We'll log into 2. Now we are logged in. Now let's run Shopify theme serve. No store found. Why do you do this? Okay, I'll run Shopify login -- store equal, and then the store ID, right? Invalid store ID. Oh, okay. uxhacks.myshopify.com. We're learning, guys. We're learning. Shopify login -- store. Okay, we'll pick 2. Now we're logged in. Shopify theme serve. Viewing theme, syncing theme. Very cool. Okay, now we've got some errors. Those are always fun. But we have a URL in the browser. Let's see if it works. Oh. We got some progress here, guys. Let's grab the password for this. Enter. Okay. Hey, we did it. Now we've got a local version of our Shopify store. So customize this theme in the online store editor. What? You can even customize it through here? All right. Does this customize both the local version and the version that's pushed up? I don't know. Guess we're going to have to test it. Boy, shout out to my boy, DJ Fletch Alderson, for sitting here and helping me out, man. You are appreciated, my man. All right, let's figure out this other stuff. Customizing this theme, share this theme preview. All right, we're going to do some simple customization here, and we're going to see if it only affects our local environment or if it affects the environment that is also up there. Oh, look at this, 404 page not found. But you guys gave me this page, bro. Bruh. Is it because these files are missing? No such file or directory. The config settings schema and the settings data. I think these are important. These seem important, guys. Like it says, go to CSS directory and just delete all the CSS, and we'll be able to see if it's working properly on the local environment. All right, screw it. Let's do that. My question though is, is it using this code? So like if I come into assets base.css, excuse me, and I delete all this stuff, what happens? Nothing happens. So is it using something inside of Dawn theme? Like for example, pages. He says try again. I'll try again. Sometimes things take a little bit to work. I get the feeling it's not in this assets folder, but like somewhere in here. You know what I mean? Like, is there another .base.css file in here? Let's see. Yeah, this is not working. Okay, how do we edit this code now? To delete everything in the Dawn test folder? Okay, this is causing issues. I feel like we need to take a step back here. Because that's the whole point. We need to be able to customize this stuff here. Let's try deleting this. Run Control-C on the terminal to stop it. Dude, I think this Dawn test, I think all this stuff needs to be inside of Dawn test. Let's see. But where are the theme files inside of Dawn test? That's what I'm struggling with. There's pages and servers. And this is just a Node and React application. I think we got to take a couple steps back here. This is for apps, and we want to be on themes. Themes. It says Dawn test is an app and just delete it. Okay. The problem is that this app is supposed to have our code. Let's see. So now we're back to our base theme that we've been working on, right? Let's see. Create a new theme, use an existing theme. Any Shopify CLI theme command that you run uses the theme in that directory. So cd path to theme. We're inside the path to the theme though. To use an existing remote theme, use one of the following options. Pull the theme onto your local machine using Shopify theme pool. Oh look, this is a different way to use an existing theme than we had thought. All right, he's saying to run. We'll give this a try, guys. We'll run again. Let me clear this. And let's make sure we're inside Dawn test. Let's go back into customize Dawn. And let's try running one more time. Shopify theme serve. Let's see what happens. We're here to learn, right, guys? We're here to learn how this works so that when we need to work on a client project, it's quick and it's easy and we don't have to stay up all night trying to figure this stuff out. I got you. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to figure it out for you. We're going to get this thing working. And we're going to push some changes, man. Still going, huh? All right. Okay, let's try this again. Look, now we don't have a weird folder. It just did it in the right folder. I think that was the issue, guys. I think we did it in a new folder and we needed to run it in the existing folder. Oh, look at that. And it reloads immediately. This is amazing. Yo, real talk. Breaking news. For all though. Thank you so much for hanging out so far. That has been quite a journey. Thank you for providing your expert opinion. This is what Synergy is all about, guys. I really appreciate you guys always helping me out on these streams because there are things I don't know. This is new stuff, you know? We're still trying to figure this out. So, all you guys that always want to help us out during the stream, I appreciate you. DJ Fletch Alderson, you're the man. Thank you. Now, let's see if we can make some changes here and have it all tracked through GitHub. So, really quickly, I'm going to run Git Status. We're on branch master, nothing to commit. We're on a clean working tree. Okay, now let's git checkout -b, and we'll call this customizations. Switch to a new branch called customizations. Now, what happens if we, in this branch, delete base.css? Oh, wow, it works. All right, so let's make some changes. All these green buttons, let's go and find this color green, background color, var, color button. Let's find these variables and let's start changing some variables in here. Color button is color base accent 1. Let's find that. Color base accent 1. Theme.liquid. Here we've got our settings. So if we go back here, we can see customize this theme in the online store editor. Let's go ahead and click on this. We're going to try to make our buttons red. Let's see if this works. Didn't work last time, but it works this time. Booyah. Awesome. So let's go into theme settings, colors, accent number 1. We're changing this guy to be red. We're going to save this. Now here's what I want to know. If I save this on my local machine, is it on the Shopify environment? Like the live store, the development environment? My thinking is no, it should not be there. But you know what? I've been wrong before. We're going to test it out. Let's reload. Okay, so officially, if you're making changes, you're making it on this development environment. And even though you're accessing this Shopify URL, the theme settings that you're changing here are only for this environment. Meaning, if I go and I decide I want to change all these to be weird, wacky colors, and I decide not to use it because it's illegible, I don't need to worry about it pushing up automatically to my development environment or my live store. It's just here on my local environment. This is super cool, guys. The fact that we've got this little local environment that we can work on. It has automatic browser refresh. You don't have to set up any GOAT files or any kind of custom scripts to do this. It just works out of the box using Shopify CLI. Honestly, kudos to you, Shopify. This is super dope. Says, saves always changing. No, it only works when you push to the main branch. So I guess that's kind of where we're lucky. We're here editing on a branch. As much as we can make as many changes as we want, push them up, and it's not going to deploy. So let's do that. Let's make a couple changes like we did here. We saved them. Now what I want to know is if we make those changes, are they saved in code? No, it's saved only on that environment. That's interesting. So how do we deploy these changes? That is the next part of this process. Let's see. Oh, we can even lint our themes code. We'll get into that. Let's worry about pushing to the store. We can run Shopify theme push. And let's see if we can push that branch. So here we can push the, we can pick which theme we want to push it to. It's 1. Are you sure you want to push your live theme? Yes. Now in theory, this should, yeah, look, it's pushing theme files to the master branch. But is it pushing the master branch, or is it pushing this new branch that we're editing on? That's what we're testing. Hey Gambo, welcome to the stream, my friend. How to transfer a Shopify project to a client account. I mean, if we've got these stores, let's see, in the back end, exit here real quick. We've got these themes, actions. One easy way that I know you could do it, and this is the way that I've usually done it, is just download the theme file. You hit download theme file and then you upload it on your client account. But I think if I remember correctly, what you're worried about is how to transfer it so that you earn commission, right? That's what you're worried about. All right, DJ Fletch. Thanks for hanging out, brother. I appreciate you. Catch you in the next one. Happy deving, for sure. So let's go through this question because it's relevant. So how do you transfer ownership of a development store? Says, let's see here. We have to add them as a staff member, do the staff account setup, add your client's address to the store settings before you transfer ownership. If you want to switch a development store to a paid plan but still be the store's owner, choose a plan for the store through the Shopify admin. If you want to switch to a Shopify Plus plan before changing ownership, then become the organization owner as well as the store owner. The organization owner can be changed through the Shopify admin. Blah, blah, blah. If your client's using Shopify POS. Okay, so here are the steps. I would definitely check out this documentation. I'd love to spend a little bit more time on this on another video, my friend. But for now, I think we're going to keep plugging on just the Shopify Dawn theme development stuff. Hope you're okay with that. I know I read your comment. It's there. We'll definitely get to it when we get a chance. All right, bud? So this finished. Says my theme was published successfully. Let's go and preview it and see if we've got red buttons. No red buttons. All the buttons are not red. Why is that? They say your client should not have paid any money before you transfer your store. Otherwise, you won't earn any commission. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. I've got to test it. I've got to be honest, which is why I haven't replied back to you, my friend. So, we've got this set as a draft. That's the problem, guys. I saved it and I didn't hit publish. I got to hit publish first before we serve it. Ooh, failed to publish changes. You cannot publish a development theme. What? Failed to publish changes. You cannot publish a development theme. See what that's all about. So if you want to publish the files you have in your current directory, you can run Shopify theme push -- publish. Okay, so if you run just Shopify theme publish, it's not actually going to push any code up. But if you run Shopify theme push -- publish, it will. That's interesting. Gosh, this is what happens when things are so new. You end up having to go through forums for answers. We can customize this theme separately. But here, if we go and we look at the theme colors, we can see that it's red. So what I want to do is I want to try this one more time now that we've hit publish, but it doesn't work because it's a development theme. Okay. So you are a development theme. Can we turn you not into a development theme? No. Let's try that command, Shopify theme push -- publish, and let's see what that does. It's going to push up. Which front-end frameworks library would you suggest to build Shopify theme, Vue or React? I don't think Vue is an option. I think most people use React or Next.js. I could be wrong. Let me know. But that's pretty much what I've seen used for the most part. They actually added some really cool stuff to what's coming for React development on Shopify. So I would definitely check that out if you have a chance. Okay. So my problem is I want to make changes here on my local theme. It's red on my local environment because I changed some settings. And I've edited here those settings to be red. Now, how do I get this pushed up if I can't publish it? Okay. So publish Shopify development theme. Let's see. Push your theme to your store. Oh, because we're not trying to publish, we're trying to push, right? I think publish is like something else. Let's see. Shopify theme push. Where do I want to push it? So here's the development environment. And here's where I'm trying to push it. I'm trying to push this development environment up to here, to this live environment. But it's really not working. Push local theme customizations to live store Shopify. It's something people have been asking since 2018 and probably before that. And it's finally here. But it's so hard to use. Phil, you're a little late. You're like fashionably late. Like an hour and 50 minutes late. But you're good, man. There's replays for a reason, my friend. All right, we've done all this stuff. I'm just confused. Is it because we're not on master? Do we check out master? What's going on here? What's with these shenanigans? Shopify. Oh, okay. So here's our red thing on our master. This is not being controlled through here. This is being controlled through this backend, right? But now if I run Shopify theme push, it'll try to push it up to the live one. And it'll push up the theme files, but there are no changes to those theme files. So when I go to preview it, the color change that I made here on the back end doesn't push up. So I'm doing something wrong, guys. I'm doing something wrong. Let me look at the Shopify CLI commands. I'm glad you're having fun, my friend Gambo. It's a little painful to try to get this all to work for you guys on a live stream. A little stressful, I'm gonna be honest. But this is what it is, you know? Sometimes things don't work and you gotta troubleshoot it, and you guys are just seeing me do it live, man. All right. None of this is working here. Okay. Let's look at these CLI commands, 4 commands. All right, if we run Shopify help, let me run clear, and let's run Shopify help. Okay. So here are the things that we can do with the theme. Okay. I mean, I'm logged in. We've got the store going. We've got the local environment going. What about these config things? These are like the settings. Okay, well, we're running a Node app, so let's see if we've got some Node things that we can do here. This is for deploying. Am I still on themes? We're on apps. Ugh. One second. Apparently the documentation changes based on what section you're viewing. And we really need to be looking at the theme section. So if I say Shopify store, it'll tell me the one we're currently connected to. That's correct. Don't need to switch. Don't need the version. Got the theme stuff, theme serve. We did that. You know what? While we're here and we're stuck, why don't we just go and talk a little bit about just this theme check feature? Apparently, if you run Shopify theme check, it'll analyze your theme code for errors, which is really, really cool. So let's run that really quick. Shopify theme check. This is going to go, well, okay, so it's using Nokogiri HTML5 provided by Nokogiri. This is, I guess, the linting standard that it's using to make sure our code is up to par. And it's just, I guess, running through the linter and making sure that we have no errors. Shouldn't have any issues because we're using literally the Dawn theme. We've made no customizations yet. And here's some parameters. So you can actually print all of the issues, which is really cool. 0 offenses, very cool. So I would assume it would give you either a file. Yeah, so it would create a file called themecheck.yaml. Oh no, this is the settings. Okay. Shopify theme pool, we don't need a pool. Okay, Shopify theme push, this is my problem. Pushes to your development theme. Let's try some of these flags, guys, and let's see if they help us at all. We do Shopify theme push. How do we do flags though? Shopify theme push flag at the end. Pushing theme files to development. Nope. That didn't work. We really need these settings. Okay, hold up. Well, now it's different on my local. You guys are playing games with me over here in Shopify. Let's change it again on our local environment and make sure that we're pushing the right thing here, guys. So theme settings, again, colors, just changing accent 1 to red. That's all we're doing. Save. Not able to publish. That's a development environment, right? Failed to publish changes. Okay. So instead, what we're going to do here, we're going to run again Shopify theme push development. Now we click on this. Okay, so this is not working. Clearly. Here's our local. And now our local is getting overwritten too. So this is actually pushing up. Let's see what this flag does. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Pushes to your development theme. So we're actually, that flag is just pushing up to our development theme. What happens if we do allow live? We're learning, guys. We're learning. Select theme to push to. Well, first, let's make sure that this red thing is there. Otherwise, we're pushing nothing. Make that red. Save. Try hitting 1. View the theme. Open. We've done it, boys. Honestly, I don't have a round of applause sound effect yet, but if I did, this is where we'd be playing it. If I had a dollar bill gun, we'd be shooting it. Whoa, man, that was tough. But here's the command: Shopify theme push -- allow live. What that does is it essentially tells the Shopify CLI to go ahead and override the live theme with the local version that we're working on. Oh, that took a little bit, but yeah, we got it. Awesome. We'll just cut out all the other stuff where I was struggling for an hour. Don't worry about it. All right. So let's take a look at everything that we've done so far. We were able to push up, but we didn't make any changes to the code. So let's make a couple of changes here to the actual code, and let's edit our local environment here. So let's go here into assets, base.css. Now, color base accent 1. Let's go and target all of the headings, and let's pretend that the color is always going to be that red. We're going to save it. All the headings are now red. Now, if I come into my terminal, so you guys can see, and I run, let's run clear first so you guys can see everything properly, but we run git status. Now we see that we have a modified file here, asset/base. I'm gonna run git branch. How do I list git branches? List git branches, git branch -a. So all. Oh, forgot a space there. So here are all the branches. We're on master. Origin master. Okay. If you ever get stuck like that on your terminal and you don't know what to press, the answer is Q. Press Q. You will usually quit whatever you're doing. If Control C doesn't work or Command C doesn't work, that is. All right, so now we'll run git status. Right, that's what we modified. We'll run git add -a, git commit -m. Headings. We'll do red headings is the commit. I'll do git push origin master. Again, you'll probably want to work on a branch, but master is fine. Updates were rejected because the remote contains work that you do not have locally. What do? We got to run git pull. Okay. And git push origin master. And there we go. All right, now what we're going to test. We push to our master branch on GitHub, and we know that our live store is connected to GitHub. But when we reload, are the headings red? Yes, they are. Oh, but look, we're previewing development. Hold up. Close preview. This is our actual live store. You can see that the code that we pushed to master did work. Because look, this is no longer black. It is color-based accent 1, which is the change that we made here. So it looks like if you push up to your master, let's do git add -a. Let's do git commit -m. Reset headings, heading colors. Git push origin master. Now, in theory, if this is automatically communicating with GitHub and it's automatically deploying without me having to do anything, the color of this should change from green to black or like dark gray. So let's refresh. Now it is dark gray or black. So this proves that we very much need to be pushing things up onto a branch unless we want it to automatically deploy. If it automatically senses something from GitHub, a commit to the master branch, and that is the branch that you have set up in your settings, your theme settings, it will automatically push up. So very much worth noting. If we come here and we refresh and we view the logs, we should see that it pushed up twice. Let's see, view logs. Theme updated. Theme updated. So it fetches new theme files from Git and it will automatically deploy the changes. Crazy. I would have totally ruined the client store if I didn't check that first. Another thing that you should be able to do is okay, now that that's done, we're going to do git checkout -b. And we'll call this custom. Now we're on the custom branch. We're going to go into this same thing that we did here, this color thing, and we're going to push color-based accent 1. We're going to run git status. We're going to git add. We're going to git commit -m. Change heading colors. Inside of our branch is where we're going to push this. So git push origin, and then the custom branch that we created, which is called custom. It's going to go and push up to custom. But because we are on a different branch, when we reload this, it should still be black. Reload. Still black. Now, here's where it gets interesting, guys. Let's say we've been working on a feature with our team and we're ready to deploy it over to the Shopify website. Now, if you're working on a different theme, like for example, let's go in here, you're working on one of these, then you don't really have to worry about this. You don't need to deploy through GitHub. But if you're working on this primary theme and you're working through a branch, then deploying through GitHub is as easy as merging the branches. So if we come in here to UX Hacks Customize Don, and here we can see our latest push. Some checks were not successful. Failed 2 minutes ago. This is running an action. Shopify Lighthouse CI action has failed. Why? That's weird. The theme check is fine, but the Lighthouse one is not. So you can see here that it already has these actions set up. But let's just go ahead and do what we want to do, which is let's go into custom branch. And now we can compare and pull the requests. And here we can go ahead and just talk about what we changed. Heading color to color-based accent 1. Create pull request. And we can go ahead and merge the pull request. Confirm merge. And then closing pull request. Well, no, I think that's done now, right? So if we reload this in GitHub, we merged, right, our branch over to master. So if we reload this, it should be green. Yes, it is green. We were successfully able to push our code from a branch over to master, and GitHub Actions automatically deployed our changes over to the Shopify theme. So, wow, just amazing. This is way easier than it used to be. So now to the fun part that we struggled with, we need to try to make all the green things red. We're going to do it on our local environment first. So let's look at our local environment. It's red, as we see here. And now we should be able to run Shopify theme push --allow--live. And that should push this version that we have up to the version that we specify, which is going to be the live website. Now, if we reload the live website, everything should be red. Oof. Oh, let's close this preview. Okay, so we failed here. Our local site has everything in red, but our development site still has this green. And if we try to edit it in the editor, we can see that it's still green. Yeah, theme settings, colors, accent 1 is still green, but on our local environment, it is in fact red. So the question is, how can we push up this thing? I thought we had it solved, guys. Select theme to push, select theme to push to. Okay. Shopify theme. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, looks like that's still not working. If we do no flags, just Shopify theme push. What happens? Still nothing. So these theme settings, man, they need to be saved somewhere. Am I crazy? Aren't these like JSON files or something? Let me open up this editor really quick. And let me just search for this color really quickly. Yeah, look here in my settings schema.json. So that's the reason why it's not changing. If I change the color and my environment here, it should change here, but it doesn't. But if I grab this, let's say I make it blue. So I'll change the green default to blue and I save that. Yeah, it still doesn't do anything. But if I go Git Status and then I add this git commit -m, changing default green to blue, you git push custom, and then of course we can go into GitHub and merge these guys. So let's go into our custom branch. Open pull request. And settings schema.json. Let's create that pull request. Some checks are in progress. So this is running actions that's actively checking your theme and then checking to make sure, I guess, that it passes some lighthouse checks. This is probably a performance check to make sure that things are working well. Let's go ahead and just merge this pull request, confirm the merge. And now all of the green should be blue because we changed it in the code. Yes. Okay, so here's going to be my recommendation, guys. And, you know, take this with a grain of salt, I guess. But if you're going to change something in the theme settings customizer, it doesn't seem to always want to push up, right? If I change this code, accent 1, you're better off going and finding it in the settings schema and changing it here. Otherwise, when you push, it's probably going to get lost. If you guys are watching this back, or you guys know right now in the chat that there's a better, more consistent way to push up all of the settings that you pushed here in theme settings and actually have it either automatically change in the code, or at least just push this version up when we do the push, let me know. Right now, the best luck I've had is just coming in here and actually changing this stuff. And you can see here my local environment is still kind of like, hey man, we're red here. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not supposed to be red. But it's because we changed it. We come in here, we can customize this theme. And now these theme settings, colors, you can see that it has a different accent. I think if we leave it empty. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's see what we've gone through. We've gone through a lot of stuff, guys. Thanks for hanging out so far. But let's take a look here. So, upgraded theme architecture, we can talk about that a little bit. Flexible store content, we went and looked at that. Enhancement, the theme editor, looked at that. New developer tools, we looked at all of that. The new theme, which is the Dawn theme, we looked at that, but let's take another deeper look at this. I think it'll be good. Yeah, we did all the developer stuff, I think. So let's close out all of this and let's actually look at the Dawn theme. Let's see what it adds that we were kind of missing before. So we know we've got these sections, but let's look at all these sections that we can add. Blog posts, custom liquid, email sign up. This is pretty straightforward. Let's go into the checkout. One new thing that I learned about this Shopify Online Store 2.0 is that apparently they're going to allow you to add applications to the checkout as well. So checkout settings looks like it's something that you got to kind of change separately here in the admin. But eventually you're going to be able to go and drop applications here into the checkout. So if you look up Shopify checkout app extensions, you can see the very first one that Shopify actually released, which is this post-purchase checkout extension. And essentially what this does is after you complete a purchase, it'll go and it'll try to upsell you on an additional item in the checkout. So this way you can go and increase the average order value after a user has already completed a checkout. And what's cool about this is we can go and install it for free on our store. Now, if you are going to install this on a live store, you need to request beta access. But if you're not, if you're just going to install it on a development store, you should be able to just go ahead and grab it here. Click learn more. Yeah, we were saving after changing colors. I'm happy to show you guys again. Let's go into theme settings here. Colors. Then we change this to pink. But this is on the live version. So this is not actually a good representation. What we want to do is we want to save this on the development environment. So that's here. Now you can see that what we're customizing is this development environment. But if I come in here and I change the settings, click theme settings and I click color and I change this to, let's say, pink. Save. This is a development theme, so I'm not able to publish it. If I try to publish it, get an error. And if I try to push it up through the code, you'll notice that the color that you see here in color accents 1 is not the right color that we just changed it to. So if you're going to change it here, at the very least, what I would do is change it here in the settings schema, just so that it's consistent. At the moment, I haven't been able to get it so that when I change something here or I save it, that it pushes to the code. It's possible if it's not a development theme that you could do it, but when I click publish, since it is a development theme, I get this error, unfortunately. So that's where we're at. And if you guys have solutions, I'm all ears, happy to hear about it. Definitely let me know in the comments. And this is not the last time that me and Shopify are going to be fighting about this for sure, because I might be doing something wrong, you know, but it's their documentation's fault. So here's the pre-purchase checkout extension. It says it's in beta and we can use it without restrictions in a development store. So let's see if we can get access. I'm going to go into my store. We're going to exit here. And we're going to go to apps and we're going to try to add that app. I'm surprised it's not here recommended, but post-purchase checkout. Yeah, I'm not able to find it here. It's the Shopify extension. I mean, here's the blog post about it. And here's the getting started post. But there's not like a link here to install very easily. There's requirements. And requesting access is supposed to be only for the live store. Can you install this through like the CLI? Let's look up how to install this. Oh, is this it? No, this is a different app. All right. This is the exact same post, guys. Yeah, looks like this one is going to have to wait until next stream. If you guys figure out how to install this without actually requesting access, let me know. Yeah, this is a lot of steps. We're going to skip this one for today, guys. But if you want a video just on that, let me know in the comments. I'll totally take care of it. All right. Yeah, these are the checkout options. Abandoned cart, all that good stuff. But it looks like we still don't have anything really here for apps yet. So I'm hoping they'll be rolling this out over the next few weeks. But we'll definitely just kind of play that by ear. Now, let's see what else is new in Online Store 2.0. Let's see. Upgraded theme architecture. We can talk a little bit about that. Essentially, the way that sections work is really important. And it's done using these JSON files. So if we look at the Dawn theme, let's go to Dawn theme. Let's edit the code and let's actually dive into the code and see what it looks like. So now you'll see that we have all these JSON files for these page templates. Here you can see the one for 404, article, blog. And it looks like this is just kind of laying out what the default sections are going to be on this page and just kind of building it based on that. So I guess if we add a section, let's do this. This will be good. Go to our online store. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a section to the 404 page and see if it updates the JSON file. And we're going to do this on the live one. So let's customize here. Let's go to our 404 page template. Others, 404 page. Now let's add a section here under main 404 and we're going to add an email. No, look, we're going to add blog posts. Boom, main 404 blog posts. I'm going to save that. Now, when I refresh this, we should see a new section added to this JSON file for the blog post. Let's see. Refresh. Yep. So now here we have the new section that we added, featured blog. And this is essentially how it's going to tell Shopify what sections are on what page templates. So this way, when you go and you make a change to the code, the way that it's essentially laying out what content is set for each of those sections is with these JSON files, which I think is really, really cool. Another cool thing is if I come in here and I delete this JSON object and I save it, well, oh look, it looks like it prevented it from being saved. Why is that? It's not an error. Looks like it just doesn't want you to edit the JSON directly, which is fair. Fair, Shopify, fair. But if we delete it here, or let's say we set it to invisible and we save, it should show something here change, right? Disabled, set to true. Yeah, so it's all being handled through JSON, which I think is really, really cool. Now, there is the ability for you to add new templates. So let's do that. Let's add a new template. We can create a new template for different objects. So we can create it for a product object if we want to. And here we can select now if we want a JSON template or a liquid template. If it's a JSON template, well, it's going to look like that JSON file. We're controlling the sections, the data in the sections, and the order of the sections. If it's a liquid template, we're actually controlling the code that is being rendered by those sections. So I guess let's create a liquid file and we'll call this alternative. That's fine. And what we're going to do is we're just going to copy product.liquid. Where are you, product liquid? Well, that's pretty interesting. there's only a product.json. And then the liquid looks like instead of using the template, it's just literally using this JSON to call all of the sections, which I think is pretty cool. So you don't really need one of these, I guess, unless you want to do like something totally custom. Yeah. And if you save that and we go to our product page, default product, we should be able to change, right, what template this uses. Actually, no, this is the alternate right here. Something totally custom. Cool. So my problem here is that there's no JSON for the page content. So let's create another file. And we'll call this one a JSON product alternate.json, create the template. Yep. Now let's copy what's in products.json and paste that into this product alternate.json. Where are you, product alternate.json? Here you are. Paste that in. Product alternate already exists with JSON extension. So you can only have either a JSON file or a liquid file, it seems. Very cool. Let's delete that. Now we've got this product alternate JSON. Let's save it. Now if we refresh this, we shouldn't see something totally custom because we got rid of the liquid file. We should see the same sections that are in the regular product page. Very cool. And it's all through JSON, guys. We're just calling the JSON object. So if we wanted to come in here and like totally change what format things are in just for this one, I think we'd be able to, like, for example, let's say we want the price on top and we want the buy button all the way at the bottom and we want to hide the share. Technically, we should be able to save this. This will edit the JSON file for this new file that we created, product.alternate.json. And in theory, if we go and we check the other product template, it should have a different layout. You see how the price moved? Very cool. So now we're able to control a different template with JSON and just call sections, which is very cool. I guess the next part of the process is let's go and create a custom section and let's add it to our custom page. So let's go to sections. And let's go ahead and create a new section. And we'll call this awesome. We got our awesome.liquid section here. And now we can go ahead and give it a section name. Call it awesome block. Now, settings. We'd have to go and actually create stuff here. So let's look at an existing section and let's just do something similar. Just so we can save some time, guys. If you're interested in a full tutorial on like building custom sections for Shopify, let me know in the comments because I'm definitely interested in putting that together for you guys. So for this, let's just pretend that it is the same as a multi-column section, which is, geez, that's a lot of code. Oh, geez. All right, we'll paste that here. We'll rename. Inside of the schema, we'll rename things. So here we can rename this to awesome blocks. And I'm just going to change all references of multi-column, which is a lot. That's a lot of references. This is where I would usually just tell you you're better off using the code in your editor, because your editor is going to have, whoa, I just made a huge mistake and posted all of that into my command line tool. I'm gonna close that and pretend it didn't happen. But I can use this, and now I can very easily just change all instances of multi-column. Oh, wrong tool there. Using Command F, I can change all multi-columns over to awesome. And we can paste that back in. This is why if you're using Git to manage all this stuff, you don't need to do this experimental stuff. But for now, we're just testing, right? We're just testing, guys. So let's see if we can add our block that we added called awesome over here. So let's refresh. Alright, we'll do a quick update on all the, or a run through of all the updates at the end of the video, okay? I promise. We'll get there, and we're almost done, I promise. So let's go ahead and add a block here to, or a section. And now, oh look, missing translation, T section's awesome presets name. Let's go ahead and add that. And here we can see our section, it's called awesome. And it's just missing a translation. So let's see what's up with this. How to fix this missing translation stuff. Looks like some of that code that we edited just... because there might be instances where there was multi-column capital versus multi-column lowercase. So let's do this. Let's make sure that we're case sensitive. Match case. Let's try that again with multi-column capital. Save, refresh. Okay, I'm willing to reload the page because we haven't done anything here. Aura wants to know, how easy is it to learn Liquid? You can learn Liquid in an afternoon. It's super freaking easy. Like, I did. I learned Liquid in a day. You know, there's some really good tutorials out there that I could definitely recommend. Just check out Shopify Liquid tutorial on YouTube. There's the dude named Chris, and he does an awesome tutorial that will teach you how to write Liquid code. It's essentially the same as handlebars for JavaScript. If you've done any templating language before, it's the same thing. You know, obviously you'll have a few things here and there that you'll need to learn, but other than that, it's not a big deal. So, I mean, this is pretty much it. I don't know why I keep saying missing translation for everything. Oh, you know why, guys? Why it says it's missing translation? Because this is referencing a variable that doesn't exist. This is referencing t.sections.awesome.presets.name. And I don't think that exists. It's supposed to be this. Let's see. What are these fields? I don't see an ID here. I think it's because these names are just bad. If we change all the awesome back to multi-column, it'll probably fix the issue. The problem is that this is referencing some settings, sections.multicolumn.name, that doesn't exist. Let's see. Yeah, now this is just the multi-column block. Well, you can see we've got two multi-column blocks now. So if we just change not all of these little liquid tags, but we just change the regular name, from multi-column over to awesome, then we'll see that label change properly. So if we refresh, now we can see add section. Well, it still says multi-column. Why? Why does it not say awesome? This is why I don't like editing sections, guys. There's so much code here to go through. I think we're better off just making our own section really quick. So let's do that. This is so much code. Let's just create an awesome little section. Give it a div. ID of awesome. Inside, let's do an H1. And this one, let's do some product. Let's do some liquid tags. Let's do... Gosh, we're on a product page. So we can look at these product liquid sections, hopefully. Let's see. Let's look at this product alternate. What sections are here? Here, look, product vendor. That's one. You can call the product vendor. Let's go ahead and call the product price on this one. We're going to call H1 product price. Close H1. Close our div. Save. Okay, so let's refresh here. We've got our awesome block that we added, and here we can see the price. So let's do liquid.price. And then we have to pass in a little bit more information to tell it how we want to format the price. So here, displaying unit prices. So we need to pass in product unit price label. Let's do a Shopify liquid reference. This will be good. So this reference has all of the Shopify liquid code that you need to learn. And then with this, we can go and kind of look at the filters, and we can look at the money filters. So here we have 145, and we can pipe in this filter, and we can say, hey, this is money, by the way. And we can even say, hey, this is money with currency if you want to add USD. But I think just saying, hey, this is money is going to be enough to take this 200 in the code and to turn it into a $2. So refresh, change the 200, pass in the money filter. Now we see $2. Very cool. Now we can also come in here and we can go and we can start to make more changes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all the work that we've done so far, because we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves and start making changes here on our Shopify admin backend that's not going to get tracked through Git, which means that if we go and we overwrite it for whatever reason, or one of our developers overrides it, we could lose everything that we've been doing. And we don't want that, right? So let's go into our code. Let's go into our sections folder, and let's go ahead and inside of here, create a new file, and we'll call this awesome.liquid. Oh, liquid with an I, not liquad. Liquad is my father. Thank you very much. Liquid. So from here, we'll paste in our code that we wrote so elegantly. And now that we've got this, we can go ahead and pretty much open up our terminal and say, hey, Git Status, what has changed? We changed the color, and then we changed an awesome block. So let's go ahead and say, oh, and there's one more thing that we did, right? We created a product alternate.json file here. So let's copy the contents of this. Let's delete it because we're working on this live server. We really should have never been working on the live server. Should have been working on our development environment. So let's go ahead and put these changes into code. We're going to go and create a new template. And this one is going to be called, what was it again? It was product.alternate.json. And inside of that, we'll paste that code, right? So now that we've got our new files, let's go and view them on our local environment. We've got our URL here. We'll go ahead and click it. And now let's go into a product page. We've got this product page here we can go into, I guess. Is this not a real product page because we don't have real products? I guess not. So let's go into VS Code. We'll customize our theme in the backend. Open. Cool. So let's go into products. And now we can see we have our default product template, but because we added that product.alternate.json file, it went ahead and created this new template for us to use. Now, inside of this template, we can go ahead and we can add a new section, and we can, where are our sections? Because we did create a new section. Let me just verify that we did in fact create a new section. Awesome.liquid. Yep. And then inside of this template, what I'm curious about is, can I add this section in just with JSON? Is that possible? So what I'm trying to just add here is my awesome block. And then my awesome block, I don't need to pass anything to it. There's like no settings or whatever. And we'll call this one awesome. Actually seems like this is duplicate code. We're experimenting here, guys. We're experimenting. This is how I learn. Oh, look, invalid JSON, unexpected token. So this is linting, making sure that I'm not pushing anything stupid, which I think is really cool. Because somebody's got to stop us, right? If not, we'll just push whatever. So I'm going to go back into this because this has awesome in it. But the question here is, what happens to the JSON file when something gets added? And it's this stuff here that gets added. Let me try this one more time. There's main and product recommendations. And then below that, let's add, I don't know where that number comes from, but we'll add awesome. Let's just call this awesome. Invalid JSON again. It's good to know though. Happening down here. Okay, so if I save this, the JSON is valid. Now, if I change this to awesome, it's invalid. Okay. We're learning, guys. We're learning. What I want to do, though, is on this local website, I need to be able to add that section in, but I don't see an awesome section. Even though this awesome.liquid exists. Oh, you know what, guys? I forgot to pass in the most important parts. You have to pass in the schema. So let's go in here and let's just write really quickly. Oh, because we can render it, but in terms of displaying it, we got to pass in the schema, guys. And we got to pass in the name. I think that's all it needs. I don't know if you need to pass in presets. We'll test it though. So for sure it needs a name. And this one we call awesome. All right, let's refresh and see if that block gets added. Totally forgot schema was a thing on Liquid. Add section. Still no. Okay, let's keep trying, guys. We've got schema. So create new Liquid section. Let's refresh our memory here on how to do this. How to create your first Shopify theme section. And it's updated. Very nice. So here's a product.json. I'm trying to figure out the Liquid stuff though. Yeah, so this is going to render with a section called main product.liquid. And here's the section settings. Here you can see we're passing in name and we're passing in settings. So even if settings is empty, it's very likely that we still have to pass in an empty array in order for this to work. So let's do that. We're just going to pass in settings. We're going to close that out. Yeah. Save. Let's see if this adds our section magically. Okay, so we're doing something wrong. To access a section setting in Liquid, append its ID to the section.settings Liquid object. No. I'm doing something wrong though. Let's try literally just copying this and seeing if adding a correct schema markup from Shopify will actually make this block accessible. Also, did that cause an error? That is schema. Setting with ID blah 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 is invalid in rich text. Custom text body. What? Just do awesome. Come on, guys. This is literally from like, oh, we don't need these settings because these don't exist. Okay, looks like that works. Let's just refresh this and see where we're at. Oh, now we have this custom text section, which does in fact add our $2. So you have to pass in a few things, I guess. You have to pass in the name. I'm gonna call this awesome. Pass in the presets and then the name. Call this awesome and then a category. Without these, it doesn't seem to work. Awesome. Yeah, so let me check really quick what happens if I remove category. Is this block still accessible? I just want to know kind of what is the minimal amount of code that you need for this block. Yep, awesome, still accessible. So do you need presets? Maybe I was just writing stuff wrong, guys. It happens. Especially after 3 hours sitting in front of a computer live streaming in front of a bunch of people. So gotta give ourselves a break sometimes. Okay, so look, that's literally what it is. You have to pass in presets. Even if presets only has a name, you need to pass in a name, which is like the label name, and then a name, which is like what it's going to be referred to on the back end. So these are both necessary. Here you can see we've got our custom block. Got invalid JSON because it said it's invalid because it had an extra comma there, but there we go. Now we're good. So we have this added now. Let's go ahead and add it. Sorry. Let's go ahead and add it because that should update the JSON file. Let's go and pull up our JSON file that we created for that page template, product alternate JSON. Here we can see everything that's on that page. What we need to do is we want to go ahead and add a section. We're going to add awesome. We're going to add it to the very top of the page so that we can make sure that it's there. We're going to save. Now I want to see, does this change my code? So if I go to product alternate and I go to awesome, I don't see it there. If I hit publish, can't publish. So what I'm concerned is now my JSON file here. Oh, it did add it. Cool. Look, it's totally here. Right? Or is that from me messing around with this before? I have no idea, guys. Hold up, guys. Hold up. No, it is there. It's saved. It's saved. It's awesome. There it is. If we now go and we run on our terminal, let's really quickly just run Git Status. Now we can see our changes to our section and our template. And we see our $2 here on our staging environment. We saved it, so if we go into our staging environment, we should see the exact same thing. Now the question is, if I go and I push this change up to GitHub, will it automatically deploy when I merge branches? The answer should be yes, but let's go ahead and test it. Git status, git add, let's add all of it, git commit -m. We say updated default color scheme and created new section and product alt template. We'll run git push origin custom because we're working on a branch. That way we have developmental oversight. Anything that's wrong, we can fix it on the branch or we push it live. Now, if we go to our GitHub and our customized Dawn theme, we can see on our custom branch, if we pushed it, which we did, that we've got a commit here. And if we view this, hello? Looks like it's still just doing the checks. There we go. Ability to merge, create pull request. Just say merging into master, create the pull request. Okay, that's fine. Let's merge the full requests. So now let's confirm the merge. If we go into our live website, right? This was our staging website. Now, if we go and we view the live website, now we see everything is pink. And if we change from the default product to the alternate product template that we created, we should see the $2 right on top. Ooh, our template is gone. Where did you go? You're pink though. That's interesting. Did it fail something? Let's reload this stuff. This is the live themes code, and I just want to see if our new files were created. So templates. I don't see product.alternate in here. If we go to sections, I do see awesome though. So what happened? What happened here? Templates product.alternate.json. This certainly should have been pushed, but I'm not seeing it. So it doesn't look like it's perfect, guys. You still need to kind of check to make sure everything is getting pushed up. Because we've got one, but not the other. So let me just review the pull request, and I'm going to make sure that that file is a part of the pull request. So let me just view that. Let's view the files. Here's the commit, awesome.liquid and product.alternate.json. But it's not there, guys. That's weird. I don't know why that happened. I have a good idea that it's probably because I created that file first manually through here, and then I deleted it. So it might be a problem with that. I'm going to go ahead and create the template, and I'm just going to copy this JSON code because it's very, very quick and easy to do like this. Oh, it looks like you're not allowed to do that. That's so strange, huh? Let's make a change really quickly to this file, product.alternate.json. Let's just like give it some line spacing or something. That way we can go ahead and just run git status, add it again, git commit -m. Product template did not push to live. And if this doesn't work, we'll rename it and give it a new name. And it might be something like that. But that's why we're here, guys. We're here to test all the things that do and do not work. So when it comes time to make money, we know exactly what we're getting into. Push origin, custom. I kind of want to push directly to master. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. Git push origin custom. And then we'll take a look at this again. Code, our latest commit right here. This is still from 4 minutes ago. Oh, because we're on master. Let's go to custom. Our latest commit is right here. And then we can go ahead and create a pull request. Merge this guy. Confirm merge. So now let's reload it. And let's see if we find that template. Yeah, it looks like if you guys create a template with on this backend and then you try to push it, it might have a problem. So if that happens, then you're going to want to run Shopify theme push --allow -live. And that's going to just kind of make sure that it's going to push the environment that you have up to the live environment and kind of close some of those gaps that maybe GitHub Actions missed. At least that's what I'm hoping. So products, no, it still only has default product. That's strange. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna rename this guy. Okay. Now that that's done, let's try running that action again and see what happens. Reload and see. Oops, wrong place. Product. Ah, still not working. Let's try the whole GitHub thing. Git status. Git add-a. Working on product template fix. Oh gosh, git push origin custom because we're on a branch, and then we'll merge. This is the proper workflow, guys. We gotta hold our horses here and make sure we're doing things correctly. Go ahead and create that pull request, merge the pull request, confirm. And now let's go and see if we reload what happens. Well, I'm at a loss, guys. I'm at a loss. If I push allow live, it's still not pushing up this file, this product.alt.json file that I've created. So strange. Even though this is the master theme. And if I look at the code, there is no product.alt.json. Let's see. What I'm doing here is I'm running the development flag, and that'll push my development, my live server up to the development one to make sure that we have the same files. Because as of right now, that template file doesn't exist. Oh, what? It's right here though. So confusing. Yeah, still not there though. Am I just like on the wrong theme? Am I clowning right now, guys? Look, last saved 1 minute ago. Look, error templates, blah, blah, blah. Validation failed. Invalid value for type in block price. Type must be defined in schema. Oh, so this had an error and I didn't notice. And you know what? If I probably would have run a theme check, Shopify theme check, it probably would have told me right here. Let's see. Because this is from the GitHub integration. But ideally, you would be running theme check before you push so that you can catch this stuff ahead of time. Oscar says, nice stream, by the way. I like your videos, learned a lot. Could you make a video on how to create a theme from scratch? Sure. I mean, we do it all the time for WordPress, but I got to be honest with you, my friend. Most people don't create Shopify themes from scratch. It's just too much of a huge pain in the ass. So I would definitely recommend starting with a base theme. What I like to do is take like the debut theme or the dawn theme or whatever theme it is that I'm using as a base. If it's a free or premium theme, doesn't matter. And then I'll customize on top of that. That gets me 95% of the way there. And then the customizations are just, that final that you need. So that's my recommendation, my friend. I hope that helps. So we need to fix this validation error. This validation error is the reason nothing is working. And the reason why is because we have this stuff here that we're passing, like price and yeah. I guess, yeah, in the block, the awesome block, we don't have any of this stuff. So let's get rid of it. Save it. Now, my concern is that it doesn't seem to be any way for me to check this GitHub integration stuff before I push Shopify theme check. Oscar says, thanks for the info. No problem, my friend. And if you found it helpful, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe, click on the little bell. Please, please, please. All right, let's get back into it. So, yeah, Shopify theme check. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Is there like flags for this that I'm not looking at somewhere? Yeah, it looks like this does check the code, but in terms of like knowing whether or not something is defined, I guess it needs to actually run through the build process, which I think is weird. Definitely needs some improvement on this. I'm gonna try running that. No, didn't work. So let's just make that change. Let's go ahead, git status, git add -a, git commit -m, removed price causing error in GitHub integration logs, git push origin custom, and then of course over to GitHub, and we will merge. As always, usually you wouldn't be merging for every little thing. This is just because we're like hanging out online doing the stuff, but usually you'd put your however many changes you need to put or you need to make in several different commits, and then all of those will get pulled in via a pull request. You wouldn't normally make one pull request for each change. This is extremely tedious, and I do not advise it. But here we can see the change that we made. Let's go ahead and try to create a pull request. Create a pull request. Some checks were not successful. Details. Okay, so unexpected token at blank in JSON. See, this is running theme check. But for whatever reason, I don't get that error. Let's try running it again. Maybe we'll get it this time. Shopify theme check. Hopefully this flags that error. Excuse me. I was a little too thirsty there. We're waiting. It's checking. Oh, look, it did find the offense. So, and it actually highlighted it on the linter, right? No. Did it? Yeah, look, it says right here, there's one error. So if we remove this, but now I have another error. I don't think we need this at all. All right, let's save and let's run theme check again and see if this fixes the error so that I can please stop offending the Shopify lords. Please, Shopify. I just want to push this up. Just let me do it. Checking. it is taking quite a bit of time, but it's still going to be faster than pushing something up to a live server. One offense. Okay. Y'all really got to make up your minds here about what is offending y'all. Also, Shopify, my friends, right here, error, valid JSON, unexpected token at this. Do me a favor, guys. Give us the line number. There's so many of this everywhere. Like, I can tell that you're like showing me stuff here. This is just a removal. Now you're saying this one is an error? That just doesn't seem right. This is extremely confusing for me, guys. Let's see. Let's go into our staging environment or development environment. Okay. Let's add a section here of awesome into our regular default stuff. And I'm legit gonna copy this code because I don't know what's going on with this other one. So I'm gonna go and copy just regular product JSON at the bottom. Should have awesome somewhere added. No, not true. Oh, I didn't save, guys. Gotta come in here. I did save. What's going on? Default product. Yeah. Should be this file. Now we see the awesome. No, this is the alt. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exit here. Or actually, theme settings. Let's go. Oh, no, let's exit and let's look at the code here. Let's try doing this on the live one so I can see what I'm doing wrong. Online store, customize. Go to products, default products. Now, if I add the awesome block to the very bottom and I save that, that will automatically update the code. So if I go to edit code and I now go to this products.json, we see that it has a change. And now we can see here, this little thingy got added to the bottom. I'm going to just grab that. And now in our code, product alt.json, we're going to leave it how it is by default. And then at the bottom, right before order, like here, save, and one more time, Shopify theme check. And this time, fingers crossed. Let's pray together, guys. Let's hope that it compiles so we can push and call it a day. I really wish they'd speed this up though. I mean, I can't blame my computer. We're live streaming and running a bunch of programs at once. 0 offenses. Awesome. Now I should be able to run git status, git add -a. Wait, did I make changes to? Okay, we're good. Git add -a, git commit fixed issues with product alternate template JSON. Git push origin custom. Now we'll pull up our GitHub, merge that in, and we should see it now on the live side. So this is the live site. Yeah, and then here we've got awesome at the very bottom. Oh, that's somewhere else. One sec. That's here. So I'm going to go back and just remove this from the live store before we push. So just really quick, go back into this product thing. Let's remove the awesome block and make sure that it's not there. Remove section, save. Now, what we're testing is that there should be a new product page template called alternate. And in that, we should have the awesome block and the $2 when we push. So go to customize Don. We go to our custom branch. Now we should be able to go ahead and push this guy. Just checking that both of the commits fixed issues with product alternate template. Okay, so both commits are now in this pull request, which is good. So now I can go and merge this pull request. Confirm merge. This will go and push it to the live website. So now if I refresh here, default product, we should see a new product template. No, that's strange. Let's go take a look. It says just now, let's look at the logs. Error template validation must exist in order. What's up with this? So this gave it a Shopify or a section ID. So strange, because if I add awesome and I save awesome and then I go look at the code, edit code. Here we've got that JSON file, product.json. And at the bottom here, we've got this ID that I created. But for whatever reason, oh, look, because this ID is passed right here on the order. Let's look at our code. Oh, it's not there, guys. We totally forgot to do this. We have to tell it what order it comes in, and it needs to match up. All right. Let's run Shopify theme check first. Make sure everything is in order before we push. And hopefully, please, this will work. Please. Pray for me, guys. Pray for me. Every time I have to compile and I have to wait, I'm like sitting at the edge of my seat. All right, 0 offenses. So now we can run git status, git add -a, git commit -m included section ID in order. JSON objects. That's what it is. Git push origin custom. Now we can go into our custom branch and we can merge this. Create pull request. Create pull request. Merge pull request. Confirm merge. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. If it doesn't work after this, guys, I'm quitting. I'm sorry. We'll catch you on the next one, though. That's 3 minutes ago. Probably still building. Give it a second. "23 seconds ago. Yeah, it looks like these are still in progress. The theme check worked. Let's refresh again and see if it's been updated. Last save just now. Good. Now let's go into editing the code. I still don't see it, guys. See my product JSON. It's here. Is that the one I changed? No, product.alternate. This thing's kicking my butt, man. Oh, here it is. It worked. Product alternate. I don't know why I couldn't see the file, but here we can see our awesome tag was added to it. We can drag it around. Awesome. Am I looking at the right theme? Let me reload here. Yeah, customize theme master. Really weird that I can't see it on the back end, but it's definitely there. You know what? I think we're going to call this one a win because it's working. Gambo says, would love to see you code a Shopify app. Well, if you guys have any ideas for Shopify apps, let me know in the comments. We don't really do Shopify apps. He says it's there. Maybe I missed it because I've been in front of the screen for hours. Oh, Oscar, you're right, man. There it is. Product alternate.json. Must have missed it, but it's there. We did it, guys. We synced up our local development environment. We synced it up with a modern development workflow, and we got it pushed up to our live site. It took a few hours, but we finally got there. Let's go over all of the things that we covered in this video one more time for everybody who's still here. And again, if you guys are still here, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and I hope that it helps you make a lot of money, guys, because that's why you guys are here sitting 3 hours learning a new skill. You guys need to get paid for that. So first thing that we covered, or one of the things that we covered, is the upgraded theme architecture. Now your theme, it uses these JSON files, and these JSON files have these objects that call sections. And now you can use sections on any page, and all you need is this JSON file. Super, super cool update. Love it. Flexible store content. This allows you to add metafields. So you could come in here and you can come and grab this text, and if you don't want to just add any old text, you can come in here, you can add the ISBN, for example, and now we've got this metafield that we created on stream that holds this data that we need to show to our customers, and we could very easily come in here and edit the value of things, or change the dynamic sources, or remove the dynamic sources. And all of it without having to code at all. Metafields, super huge improvement that was made to Shopify Online Store 2.0. Next, what else is there? Let's see. We've got enhancements to the theme editor. Now you can use this theme editor. You can just drag and drop things around. We can rearrange things without having to go into the code and turn things on, turn things off, add additional blocks that you didn't have before. Like this one, collapsible tab. I can add a collapsible tab with no code. Come in here and add all of the content that I want. right? And see it updated in real time. Super, super cool here. Next, the new developer tools. We talked about the new Shopify GitHub integration. You can come in here, you can go and look at one of your themes, and you can actually integrate it directly with GitHub. You don't have to use a third-party tool. You don't have to use Themekit anymore. All you have to do is come to your theme and say, hey, I want to go ahead and link this up with GitHub. And it's as easy as that. We can disconnect it from GitHub if we want. We can even reset it to the latest commit if we want. All directly from here. Very, very cool. No need to code. No need to set any complicated integrations up. And it works with GitHub Actions. If you push it up to your master branch, it's going to automatically update your live website. Super, super awesome. Modern development workflow, just right out of the box. It's exactly what we've been waiting for. The updated CLI tool. This allows you to push directly from the command line tool. You can even run theme check. It's going to go and lint your code and make sure that it's not going to cause any errors when you push it up, right? Version control works out of the box. We've got a local development environment running on our local machine with either Ruby or with Node. This was not possible before, guys. This is a huge freaking deal. Let's talk about what else we covered today. And it's a lot of stuff, guys. It's a lot of stuff. The new reference theme, right? We talked about the Dawn theme. We didn't really get to see if it had any big performance bumps because we didn't have a bunch of content added to it, but we're going to be doing that stuff on another stream. If you guys are interested in it, definitely let me know in the comments because I definitely need to know if it's going to be faster and better and thereby worth pitching to clients to, hey, let's go spend the money and the time to upgrade your theme because it's going to lead to a boost in performance and thereby a boost in conversions. If we can prove that on a stream, then we can definitely start closing more Shopify accounts. And then finally, updating your themes and apps. We did all of that through the CLI tool. We saw that we were actually also able to go and grab our theme and sync it up with the Dawn theme using this upstream feature. So when the Dawn theme gets changes, which inevitably it's going to happen, we're going to be able to pull that down and merge it with our own changes. So that's pretty much everything that we covered. I hope that was useful for you guys. I know it was a lot of work to kind of go through everything and definitely a lot of brain power to sit and absorb everything, but we made it, guys. Hopefully you guys found that useful. Hopefully you guys learned something new. If you did, annihilate that like button and please subscribe. Again, my name is David Martin. I build websites for fun and money. If you guys want to learn how to build your own websites from scratch, design them, code them, launch them, market them, and make money, definitely give me a follow. That's all that we do here. All right. And one more time for the people who haven't yet, please like this video. Please, 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 please. It means so much to me. And if you've made it 3 hours and 28 minutes with me, I think I deserve it, don't you? Anyways, guys, that's it for me. I'm very curious to know what you guys want to see next in terms of Shopify development. We covered a lot of stuff, but if you guys want an in-depth video on anything, let me know in the comments, and I promise that I'm going to reply to every single one of you. And well, until then, catch you in the next one. Peace. Look, I'm not gonna tell you guys that you guys gotta go home, but you guys gotta get the heck out of here. This stream is over. What are you guys doing? Are you waiting for some special content at the very end? Nah, there's nothing like that. Come on. But every second that you keep watching is another second closer to monetization, so I thank you. Nah, but seriously, I gotta go, guys. One love. Peace.